Hello guys, I'm Mrs. Silk. Do you feel awkward in conversations? Like you don't know what to say? Or even worse, you feel boring in conversations? Like you are boring? Well, I've been there myself, and it's a horrible feeling to be. But what if I told you that there is a way to go from being boring and awkward to having amazing, interesting conversations, even with very attractive people? Yes, it is really possible. And I am a living proof. So stick with me, because today I'm going to share my 3-month journey of practical social skills training that completely changed my life. And listen carefully, because it might change your life too. So let's go back to a couple of years. During that time, I was struggling in conversations. I felt that my conversations were boring, they were awkward, and they felt somewhat forced. And to be honest, I wasn't connecting with anyone. I felt stuck and I felt very frustrated. Does that sound familiar to you? If you are scared of having small talk, like you don't have anything interesting to say, trust me, I understand you. So I decided to give practical social skills training a chance. I had the theoretical part down, but I need the practical training. So for 3 months, I focused on applying practical conversational tools based on science, based on empathy and curiosity. And let me tell you, the results were better than I could even imagine. They were insane. I learned how to really listen. That was everything. I could really listen. I could focus on them. And suddenly I knew how to ask meaningful questions. And I noticed that the more curious I was about other people's lives, the more everything just clicked. And suddenly my conversations were easy, and people I spoke to felt amazing. I could see that. And get this, they started to like me a lot. So basically, I went from boring and awkward to having the most interesting conversations, even with people I thought were way out of my league. Like those successful professionals, or the top attractive women. So how does it work? Well, it's all about empathy and effective communication tools. But not only theoretical, you have to be able to pull it off practically. So I'm going to give you 2 tips to get you started. And the first one is to focus on them. Shift your attention from yourself and focus on them. Be curious and ask questions that goes into depth. For example, like, what is the most exciting thing happening in your life right now? Or what do you actually love to do? And the second tips is active listening. Here is not only that you are listening for yourself, it's also very important to show them that you are listening to them. And having some phrases like, wow, that's interesting. Tell me more. I get it. Those things are very important, because we cannot take that for granted. Other people will not take for granted that you are actually listening. And trust me, if you apply this, it is a game changer.